Comics Recapped here. Today, I'll be explaining a comic called Voodoo. Spoilers ahead, watch out, and take care. Our story starts at a club where Voodoo works as an entertainer. People surround her as she took center stage, dancing provocatively. Agent Evans and Agent Fallon were among the two watching Voodoo perform. Fallon wanted to leave, but Evans insisted on staying to keep an eye on Voodoo. Fallon was disgusted and walked out. A waitress approached Evans and handed him the drink that he had ordered. He asked the waitress what the Voodoo's real name was. The waitress hesitated, but with the right price, she told him Voodoo's real name was Priscilla. Voodoo finished her performance and headed backstage. She talked to her coworkers when her manager called her and said a customer requested a private dance. Voodoo got up and entered a private room where Evans was waiting. She did her performance while Evans was asking her personal questions, like where she was from or what was her real name. Voodoo told him vague answers while intensifying her performance. Evans wasn't having it and told her he knew she was an alien spy collecting information on how to beat Earth's heroes and that she could do telepathy and shapeshifting. Evans told her he didn't know her motives, but he was getting close to finding out. He insisted Voodoo turn herself in instead of them using force. Voodoo looked inside Evans' mind and saw what they would do to her if they caught her. It was a horrific sight. This made Voodoo transform into her alien form and kill Evans by ripping his innards off. Voodoo shapeshifted into Evans and went to Fallon's apartment, where the two got romantic. Voodoo acted like Evans and read the mind of Fallon and gathered intel. While in bed, Fallon's phone rang. It was a call from Chief Hurley. Voodoo told her to make an excuse while making her way to the bathroom. Fallon answered the call and got the news that Evans was dead. She went numb and realized she was deceived. Fallon got her gun and slowly made her way to the bathroom. She busted the door open, but Voodoo was already gone. Fallon saw Evans' corpse and asked Chief Hurley what was being done to find Voodoo. Hurley said his team was already deployed to track her. Voodoo was walking in the streets when she was suddenly shot and surrounded by Hurley's men. Voodoo transformed into an alien and retaliated. Blackjack arrived, but Voodoo was too fast and ran toward an abandoned hotel. Fallon appeared and told everybody she was going in after her and gave them the safe code Ripley. Fallon searched the hotel with her gun drawn. Voodoo attacked Fallon from behind, knocking her to the ground. The two struggled, but Fallon eventually got Voodoo off her and scrambled to get her gun. Loud gunshots were heard inside the building. Fallon came out saying Ripley and told Blackjack that Voodoo was dead. A few seconds later, another Fallon came out, asking if Voodoo came their way and if they caught her. Blackjack let off a sigh, knowing they were just duped. Voodoo made her way to a diner. After eating, she was able to hitchhike her way to Alabama, where she met with her fellow aliens. She told them that government agents knew about her mission, so she killed one of them. They went to the back to discuss it in more detail when suddenly the roof fell off and Green Lantern appeared. Green Lantern told them that he knew they were sending coded transmissions into deep space. An alien called Skinny transformed into his true form and lunged at Green Lantern, but was quickly swatted away. Voodoo and the two girls all lunged at Green Lantern, but he used his power ring to shield himself and immobilize Voodoo. Skinny got up and shot at Green Lantern. He told Voodoo to run as they distracted him. Voodoo ran and got in a car while the others got onto a shuttle to go to space. Green Lantern decided to follow the other aliens into space where he tried to stop them from escaping, but they ultimately did. Meanwhile, an alien was violently interrogating the diner's waitress, asking for Voodoo's location. The waitress told her everything she knew, but the alien killed her anyway. Voodoo was crawling in the vents of a government installation when she killed two guards, enabling her to shapeshift into them. She deceived the other guards and found her way inside a room where files of heroes were being kept. Voodoo seduced the man working there and gained access to the computer. She then destroyed the files, which caused an alarm, so she got out of the room but was met by several guards. Voodoo attacked them, making her way out the facility. Blackjack and Fallon heard the commotion and ran towards it. Fallon saw another version of herself exit the facility and realized it was Voodoo. She pursued her, but Voodoo unfortunately disappeared inside a crowd of people. Meanwhile, the alien pursuing Voodoo was at Skinny's garage already. Voodoo rummaged her way inside an archaeological dig, killing two guards in the process. She went underground and entered a Daemonite ship. Suddenly, the alien pursuing her appeared, carrying a weapon. He identified himself as Daemonite and was sent to kill her. Meanwhile, on a military base, Fallon was talking to Blackjack inside a tent. Blackjack showed his frustration with Voodoo, slipping past them a couple of times. Fallon told him there was still a chance to capture her, so they hopped into a jeep and drove away. Voodoo transformed into her alien form and fought the Daemonite. She slashed the Daemonite's face, which revealed his true form, a large blue alien. The two went back and forth when Voodoo touched the Daemonite's head, and both had a connection wherein they both saw each other's memories. Voodoo fell back, turning into ruin, the Daemonite's fear. But the transformation hurt Voodoo's head, and the Daemonite took advantage of this by kicking her. Voodoo was down, but she rallied and bit off his head, killing him. She then inserted a flash drive into the computer, giving her access to numerous documents. She saw a document named Mission Voodoo and clicked on it. Voodoo was surprised as she saw herself restrained inside a military facility. Meanwhile, Fallon and Blackjack arrived at their destination, where the original Priscilla was being detained. Voodoo was crushed as she found out she was a clone and the council had lied to her. The ship was self-destructing, so she ran toward a portal, avoiding the blast. Elsewhere, on a Black Razor bunker, Blackjack and Fallon bulldozed their way toward the original Priscilla Kitaen. They were fighting against guards along the way. Meanwhile, on a Daemonite ship, Voodoo and Skinny reunited along with the two girls. She told Skinny that she was going to request an audience with the council. Skinny laughed, telling her it was not easy to do that. Voodoo was not in the mood, so she sliced Skinny's neck, killing him. The two girls transformed to their alien form to retaliate, but Voodoo shapeshifted into their biggest fear, making the girls yield. Back on Earth, Blackjack and Fallon were able to fight their way to Priscilla and free her. Priscilla spread her wings and the three of them proceeded to escape. Meanwhile, Black Hawk's superior officer just got notice of what Blackjack and Fallon did. In the Daemonite ship, Voodoo reached the entrance to the council's chambers. The Daemonite guards present denied Voodoo access, which made her attack them. The guards were no match for her. The War Council was having a meeting when suddenly the door opened and Voodoo came. In the Black Razor bunker, Blackjack, Fallon, and Priscilla escaped in a secret tunnel underground. When the coast was clear, Fallon filled Priscilla in on why they released her, saying they wanted her to help them capture Voodoo, her clone. Back on the ship, Voodoo was being restrained by guards. She killed the guards and demanded the council give her an answer regarding her being a clone. One of the council members decided to grant her demand and lead her to a room. Inside the room, Voodoo was shocked to see columns of clones inside water-filled containers. The council member told her they wanted to replicate the humans on how they made their superhumans. He said that they tried to merge human and Daemonite DNA, but all of their experiments were a failure, except for her. Voodoo was their best accomplishment. Suddenly, two huge aliens came out and attacked Voodoo. In the bunker, Blackjack led Priscilla and Fallon to a secured room for them to hide. While inside, Blackjack used a computer and contacted Andrew Lincoln, their superior officer. Lincoln answered, scolding them for what they did. Blackjack apologized. Lincoln gave them a tip that might help in capturing Voodoo. He told them a Daemonite ship just exploded on the archaeological site, which might be related to Voodoo. Priscilla approached Fallon and punched her, saying she could have helped her multiple times when she was detained. Blackjack separated them and told them of Lincoln's info. Meanwhile, a hole was busted inside the ship, causing a strong suction. Voodoo held on the floor, trying not to get sucked out of the ship. Using her other hand, she killed the two aliens attacking her. Voodoo then destroyed all the containers, killing every clone inside of it. She then lunged at the council member, trying to kill him, but he offered her a new position in the mission which made her stop. Elsewhere, Blackjack, Fallon, and Priscilla made their way inside the crater where the ship exploded. Priscilla said she could feel Voodoo's presence. She yelled, asking where Voodoo was. Suddenly, a portal opened, and Voodoo appeared. Priscilla and Voodoo stared at each other. Priscilla then accused Voodoo that she was the one who ruined her life. Blackjack stepped in and attacked Voodoo for killing his comrades. Voodoo dodged and counterattacked, slicing Blackjack's head off. Priscilla's eyes went blurry as Voodoo held Blackjack's head in her hand. Fallon was irate, threatening to kill Voodoo. In a desperate attempt, she grabbed Priscilla and used her as a hostage. Fallon told Voodoo to surrender or she'll never know the truth about herself, but Voodoo didn't budge. Meanwhile, Lincoln was informed of what was happening in the crater, so he ordered all his men to prepare for a fight. Back in the crater, Priscilla was shocked at the sudden turn of events. Fallon whispered, telling her to play along, and slipped the device into her pocket. Priscilla didn't listen and instead headbutted Fallon and flew to the sky. Seeing this, Voodoo got ready to pounce, but Fallon reacted quickly and fired at her. Voodoo tried to distract Fallon by shapeshifting into Agent Evan, but Fallon still fired at her. Voodoo dodged and slowly crept toward Fallon, piercing her chest with her arm, killing her. Priscilla knew she needed to come back, so she flew to the crater and lunged at Voodoo. Throughout her attacks, Priscilla managed to place the device on Voodoo's chest, zapping her with electricity. The black razors appeared and swarmed the girls. Voodoo fought back and was able to escape to the woods while Priscilla was caught. She tried to fight back when Lincoln approached her and offered her a job. Priscilla woke up from a nightmare that featured Voodoo. Lincoln appeared and told her that their training would be starting. Elsewhere, Voodoo was traversing a forest in South America and ran across a temple. Upon entering, she was met by two guards who refused to let her pass. Voodoo was about to execute them when Hellespont, a Daemonite prophet, told her to stop. Hellespont looked at her, saying he didn't understand why the Daemonite Council was in pandemonium because of her. He told Voodoo to continue what she was doing and kill the guards. Voodoo knelt before him, but Hellespont said her actions weakened her destiny and wasted her potential. She insisted that he give her a chance to prove herself. Hellespont paused and told her about the dead city of the Daemonites. He explained that there was a weapon there so powerful that the Daemonite elite evacuated the city in fear of it. Hellespont added that if he had this weapon, he could easily conquer Earth. Voodoo offered that she retrieve this weapon to prove her worth. Hellespont agreed, so Voodoo hopped on a spaceship and headed to the dead city. Meanwhile, Priscilla was doing combat training when Lincoln introduced her to Axel Walker, her new training partner. While sparring, Priscilla suddenly saw a vision of where Voodoo was going. Lincoln immediately brought Priscilla to a Daemonite ship which only she could activate. Priscilla insisted that they should leave and pursue Voodoo, but Lincoln wanted to call backup first. 3 of the best Blackhawks arrived, namely Magnus, Flynn, and Skavarla. They all boarded the ship and Priscilla steered them toward Dead City. Voodoo arrived in Dead City, where she was immediately captured by the savages who inhabited the planet. Meanwhile, Priscilla was grimacing while driving the ship, since it required her to use her mind powers for it to function. Flynn and Magnus were having doubts about their mission, saying Lincoln only pursued it since he wanted to avenge Fallon and Blackjack. Axel confronted Flynn and told him to stop talking to their superior like that, but Magnus suddenly lifted Axel up and threw him toward Priscilla, knocking her down. This caused the ship to fly out of control. In Dead City, Voodoo was chained up. She used her powers to free herself from the chains. Her captive's leader, Mal Stone, appeared and attacked Voodoo, but she dodged. He asked her why she was here, and Voodoo told him Hellespont sent her. Upon hearing this, Mal Stone told her they were servants of Hellespont and led her toward the gates. On the ship, Priscilla and the others crashed inside the planet. Luckily, nobody was injured. Sadly, when they got out, they were surrounded by the planet's inhabitants. Voodoo, meanwhile, reached the gates with 2 Centurions guarding it. Mal Stone told her the weapon, the blue flame, was inside the gate. Voodoo asked him why nobody had tried to get the weapon before, so Mal Stone pushed 2 of his men toward the gate as an example. The Centurion suddenly came to life and killed Mal Stone's men. Despite seeing this, Voodoo was determined, so she walked toward the gate. Voodoo dodged the Centurion's attacks like she was dancing, but was caught while Priscilla and her group were battling a horde of aliens. Priscilla felt Voodoo's presence, so she spread her wings and flew to her. Lincoln saw an old ship in the distance that they could use to prepare their ship so that they could evacuate. He told Magnus and Flynn to cover them, while he and Skavarla go toward the old ship. Lincoln also ordered Axel to run after Priscilla and protect her. Elsewhere, Voodoo was getting pummeled, so she ran toward Malstone and his men to lead the Centurion towards them. As a result, the Centurion killed Malstone's men. Lincoln and Skavarla found what they were looking for in the old ship and sprinted back to Flynn and Magnus. Unfortunately, Flynn and Magnus couldn't hold the enemy much longer and they were surrounded and annihilated. Priscilla and Axel arrived at the gate where they saw the Centurions killing aliens. Malstone arrived behind them and told them Voodoo had sneaked behind the carnage and entered the gate. Priscilla immediately flew towards the gate to follow Voodoo. Inside the cave, Voodoo had already found the blue flame when Priscilla arrived to stop her. The two fought each other, scratching, clawing, punching, and doing absolutely anything to get the upper hand in the fight. Lincoln called Axel, telling him to get Priscilla as they were to evacuate the place immediately. The two continued fighting when they suddenly had a connection, and their minds locked. The two started talking. Voodoo told Priscilla how devoted she was to trying to fulfill the prophecy of the Daemonites. She explained that the prophecy says the Daemonites would evolve, but they had to die first. Some Daemonites believed that conquering Earth was the key to the prophecy, while others believed that the hybrids were the key. Priscilla told her she didn't have to follow the prophecy, but the connection was severed. Both women fell to the ground. Axel arrived and helped Priscilla up. They approached Voodoo, but she shoved them and grabbed the blue flame. Voodoo was overjoyed, but Malstone appeared behind her and knocked her unconscious. Priscilla then grabbed the blue flame and ran toward Lincoln and Skavarla. They boarded the ship and headed back to Earth. Priscilla told them she couldn't sense voodoo and declared it was over. Priscilla gave the blue flame to Lincoln and returned to training with Axel. Lincoln then took the blue flame and gave it to somebody else. Meanwhile, inside the gates of the dead city, Voodoo was alive. She gathered all the inhabitants and stood as their leader, with everyone kneeling before her.
Subscribe to watch more videos like this. Turn on notifications. And leave a like, it really helps the channel out. Thank you for watching.